Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B2 level writing lesson, and today we're going to be learning how to write a formal complaint letter. So what's going on? Every city has development. Are there any ongoing construction projects in your city? And if so, what is being built? And how do you feel about new developments in your neighborhood? And you can answer those questions in the comments to generate some conversation. So now read these opinions, and then you can type in the comments whether or not you agree with each of these. Darius says, I agree that we need new buildings, but why do we need to destroy the old buildings? Luke says, we need development in this town. Everyone complains that there are no jobs, but development brings jobs to towns. And Ingrid says, I'm tired of new developments. I don't remember the last time it took less than an hour to get to work. Detours everywhere. So now, read the email from Kelly and then answer the questions. You can pause the video and read on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Hi Tom, how's everything in Seaford? I miss you in Mayville. Guess what? You won't believe it, but they are considering replacing the Mayville Town Park with a giant hotel. I'm so upset. I don't understand why more people aren't upset about this. That park is such an important part of our town. Do you remember playing soccer there as children and going there as teenagers at night to hang out? They seem to think we need a hotel of all things. I don't agree. Can you imagine a huge 5-story hotel next to the elementary school and library? How terrible. Why would we need a hotel in Mayville? Anyway, maybe I might need to move to Seaford soon too. Sorry for so much complaining. Let's plan a visit soon, okay? So what development is planned in Mayville? Well, it's a 5-story hotel. And what language does Kelly use to show that she is against the development? Well, she says, I'm so upset. I don't understand. I don't agree. How terrible. So the park is a place that holds memories for Kelly. Can you think of a place or building that holds a special memory for you? And how would you feel if it was demolished to build something new? And again, you can share your ideas in the comments. Kelly is concerned that the 5-story hotel will be next to the school and library. And why could this be a problem? And again, you can put your ideas in the comments. So Kelly decides to write a formal complaint. And which sentences could appear in her email and why? And you can pause the video, read these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to continue. So it's important to maintain a sense of community that exists in Mayville. This is such a stupid idea. You don't know anything about this town or the people who live in it. Well, you probably wouldn't put that in a formal letter, at least not worded that way. Number 1 could probably appear though. I'm certain that many other residents are opposed to this development. That could be placed in her letter. This is another example of a decision made by people who don't live in the area. Maybe, depends on whether or not that's true. I can't believe that you're thinking of building a hotel next to a school. The language there is a little informal, so that information might be put in the letter, but maybe expressed in a little different way. It seems inappropriate to place a large hotel near an educational facility for a number of reasons. That does seem like it would fit. And the park should remain a public space. That could also be included in her email. Now let's look at some vocabulary words. Fundamental means basic and necessary. Be opposed to is against. An alternative is another possibility. So now read Kelly's formal complaint to the government and answer the questions. Once again, you can pause the video and read on your own, or you can follow along as I read. To whom it may concern, I have just learned of the City Council's proposal to build a 5-story hotel on Barnard Street in Mayville in place of the town center park. Many of the residents in the area are strongly opposed to such a development. Mayville is a small, close-knit community, and the town park is a fundamental part of that. I walk my dog in the park every morning, and my children spend almost every afternoon playing there. The park is an integral part of our community that must not be replaced. As you can see, I am upset by this proposal and hope that you can understand why. We need to protect the history and community feeling that we have in Mayville. I understand that you have proposed an alternative placement in a nearby city where there are fewer homes and schools. I ask you to please consider that option. I would like to request a town meeting to discuss this further. Sincerely, Kelly Frank. So Kelly uses words that express an emotional reaction. And which words does she use? Strongly opposed, close-knit, an integral part of community. She's upset by the proposal. That's about it. So when you write to complain, it is important not to express too much emotion. While you might be angry, upset, frustrated, or feeling helpless, a complaint letter should have a neutral tone. So first example, I cannot believe that you are planning such a ridiculous development. This is just a plan to make life harder for most of us while a few people benefit. I'm outraged. So that's a very emotional language. I'm unsure that this development will benefit residents of the area. I think it's essential to consider other options before making a decision. This has more neutral language. So what could you change to improve, or what could you change or remove to make Kelly's email more effective? And what are the strong points of the email? And you can put your ideas in the comments. So here's a simple structure to follow when writing a formal complaint. Remember, the person who reads your email may not know or care about the development, so choose your language carefully. Use a formal address, such as to whom it may concern or dear sir or madam. Explain clearly why you were writing, but not how you feel about it. Write your concerns and indicate why you are against the idea, project, or development. Provide a possible solution. You may not have the power to change the world, but it's always good to propose a better suggestion. And state exactly what you would like the council or government to do. What action do they need to take? So when you write an action, think, what do I want that person to do? If you write a complaint without an action, you may not receive a response. All right, they are going to demolish the Inverness. The Inverness apartment building was constructed in 1898. It is a grand old building, but it has been empty for many years. The council wants to approve a development to demolish it and build a new 28-story apartment building. So think of 2 reasons that the building is important to you personally. Think of a reason why the Inverness should not be demolished, and think of a solution that the council could consider. And you can discuss your ideas, write your ideas in the comments. Try not to use a lot of words about emotions. Now listen to Claire introduce her letter, and then we'll answer the questions.
I would like to express my opposition to the development of a hotel in place of the Mayville Town Park. My family has been in Mayville as long as I can remember, and everyone who was born and raised here has memories of the Mayville Town Park. Whether they came here to walk their dogs, to listen to live music, to practice yoga, or just to spread out a blanket and have a picnic.
Okay, after expressing her opposition to the hotel, Claire states that there is no need for another hotel in town. No, she doesn't say that. Expresses her and other people's personal experiences. Yes, she did do that. Explains that she is unhappy with the cost of the development. No, she didn't mention cost. And writes that she prefers to sit in a park than in a hotel. No, she didn't mention that. So, choice B is the correct answer. Now we'll listen to Claire and complete the text.
Building a hotel to replace the park will not only damage the ecosystem by destroying all the trees, plants, and animals that call this park home, but it will also erase all the memories that we all have of this place. Did you know that just last week, an owl gave birth to 3 babies in the large tree in the middle of the park? Or that a family of turtles live in the pond? And some baby rabbits live in the bushes on the west side? Taking away the park also takes away the home of these animals. This isn't fair.
So, what do you think about the point Claire makes here? And how could you make the same point but using fewer words? And again, you can answer these questions in the comments. Now, listen to the end of the recording and answer the questions.
Every year, billions of trees are destroyed, only to be replaced with man-made structures. This is dramatically affecting the environment. It isn't necessary to destroy more of the environment to build a hotel in a town like Mayville. I understand that a hotel could attract more tourists to the town and benefit our local businesses, but that doesn't seem like a good enough reason to destroy the park. The park is one of Mayville's main attractions. The town would be much less appealing to tourists if the park wasn't there. I'm strongly urging the town to reconsider this decision. I, along with many longtime Mayville citizens, don't think it's the best choice.
According to Claire, cutting down trees dramatically affects the environment. So choice D. Although a hotel will attract more tourists, it's A, not a good reason to destroy the park. Which word does Claire use that is a synonym of attractive? Be A, appealing. And when Claire says that she is urging, it means that she is demanding. Now, you can take a few moments and find some ways to improve Claire's letter and put your suggestions in the comments. Now, the council had granted approval for a new 24-hour pizza parlor to open. You are against the project. You live across the road from the site of the proposed pizza parlor. While you like pizza, there are already 3 pizza and 4 other fast food stores within 500 feet of your apartment building. The 24-hour fast food stores bring people all hours of the day and night. People often leave trash in the street, and they are rarely quiet at 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you think of 2 other reasons that you don't want or need another pizza parlor in your neighborhood? So write using the structure provided. Write a formal address, such as to whom it may concern, or dear sir or madam. Explain clearly why you are writing, but not how you feel about it. Write your concerns and indicate why you are against the idea, project, or development. Provide a possible solution, and state exactly what you would like the council or government to do, and what action do they need to take. And then you can submit your first draft in the comments, and hopefully other students will give you some feedback. Maybe look for whether the letters show too much emotion. Is it hot-headed or calm? Is the language formal enough? Does the letter have a call to action? And remember that without a call to action, the receiver of the letter won't do anything. And is there anything that you could delete from the letter? And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, participate in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.